Okay guys, so today I'm going to talk about how I do my decals. And I learned these things along the way by talking to other rod builders that had more experience than I did at the time, but these are just things that I've been doing for a while and I wanted to share them. And I might throw in a couple of bonus tips about other stuff. Well, I got y'all with me. So anyway, let's start out. I'm going to discuss this first. This is our R&S Rods and Jigs decal. Now we get these made at Decal Connection, and I'll try to remember to link them in the description so y'all can check them out. Chuck Brown and his wife are wonderful. They're so very helpful, and as a matter of fact, they've given me tips on how to do some decals. So I'm going to put that decal on. I'm also going to put this decal on. And the specs decal. So y'all might be with me for just a few minutes, but I'm going to do my best to work around my phone here and hopefully not mess anything up. So first thing, I've already done it. I took some alcohol and I cleaned this all up. Now, personally, I like to have a light coat of epoxy on the area that I'm going to be putting the decals on. It helps them stick better and smoother, and I think it helps them look better. And clean, dry hands. If you've been put lotion on or something, or have any kind of oil or anything on your hands, you need to try to get it off before you go working with this, because you don't want any of that on your hands to take a chance of it getting on the blank or the area you're working with, because it won't allow your decal to stick proper. Okay. Now, a really super good tip I got, and and I'm gonna tell you who told me this. Chuck Brown at Decal Connection told me how to do this, and ever since I've been doing it, it has made a world of difference. He said get a microfiber cleaning cloths. I can't talk. But anyway, so it's really, the same thing you buff your car with when you're waxing. He said, and just clean it really good, the area, and he says you'll feel it kind of pull when you're going across it, and you might even hear it when I do it. You hear that? So what you want to do is you want to clean it, and you can feel it. At first you'll feel it, but then after a couple of wipes and stuff, you won't feel it, and it'll just kind of go across there smooth, and it won't catch. That's the best way I can think of to describe it. And I don't know if it's like pulling the epoxy or stretching it or what. I don't know what it's doing, but it's working. So you're going to clean that, and then you're going to kind of look over it and make sure there's no little fibers left on it. I'll do the other side but it's just a simple microfiber cloth. So I like putting my my R&S rods and jigs right there. And the way this is, it's got the backing comes off and the decal stays on the front part. And of course, when you're trying to do something, it ain't gonna act right. Okay, see how it's staying with the backing, and it's a little harder. Okay, so we'll take this. I'm gonna make sure I got it set to where I want it, nice and straight. And I'm gonna put my decal where I want it. take this and just kind of smooth it. I like doing it, you know, that way first too. Just smooth it. Make sure there's no bubbles. Which these go on really super good. I love these decals from Decal Connection. And they are so reasonable on their prices. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna peel it off. There it is. Pretty. Okay. So there's that one. Now, we're gonna put my fish. Now, my plans on this rod, particular rod, is I'm gonna take my fish, I'm gonna put it on here, but I'm gonna leave it in a section where I can marble around it, because I'm gonna try to give it the effect of the bass jumping out of the water. So I left this little area right here for my trim bands, and I'm gonna put him up here somewhere like around here. So same thing. Your fish should stick to the front part, the backing should come off. You just want to place it where you want it. I want him up about there. And again, make sure your hands are really clean. Do your best not to have oils on your hands. You're just kind of smoothing it out. Sometimes your fingers work better than the burnishing tool. Ooh, isn't that fish pretty? Nice looking fish. Okay. Now we're gonna roll this over. Because I'm going to put my Specs decal on the back. So I'm going to take my fiber cloth again and make sure this is clean on the back. Or the underneath part of the rod. And I'm making sure I don't feel that pull. Or this kind of goes across there smooth. And like I said, I don't know if it's stretching it or what. Okay, that part's done. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to get me some Scotch tape. And I learned this from Don Morris. And I'm going to put it on the decal. I already cleaned this down here too, because you don't want, wherever you're working with or you're going to put your decals on, make sure it's clean. I'm going to pull this apart. See the decals on it. Get that off. And it wants to stick to my hands. Now we're going to go back up here. I try to grab the corners to where my fingers aren't touching the decal. And I'm just gonna center this. Sometimes you can use the light to get a straight line. Put one end down, kind of get it where you want it. Now, this is where my burnishing tool comes in handy. I'm gonna start from the center. I'm just gonna go back and forth. Because you kind of want to work your bubbles or anything out. And I kind of like to really go along the edge here, which is kind of a bigger decal. So it almost took up my whole tape. Okay. Then I'm gonna take my tape, and of course it's gonna tear. Can't always get everything to work right, can you? Come on. Pull this back. Pull my tape off. And there you have a nice, pretty, bubble-free decal. That's going to be ready for my next part where I do my marbling. Like I said, I'm going to do some marbling around here and making like a splash. Y'all might want to look at keep an eye on my videos, because I'll be sharing this rod build down the road. Now, another thing, and this is a bonus tip, this right here. So yesterday, and I did this, I give it like a day before I go putting the decals on it, giving it good time to get nice and hard. So when I do my epoxy, I get done putting all my epoxy and stuff on, and you know, we were all tempted, okay, is this dry yet? Can I turn this rod wrapper off? Let me touch it. Well, you don't have to do that. Just take your cup, whatever cup you're working, the cup you're working with to put your finish on, just after you get it, get rid of your paintbrush and just sit it there. When that's dry, that's dry. So you don't have to worry about leaving fingerprints in your stuff when you're like trying to check it to make sure it's safe enough to turn your rod wrapper off or your rod dryer off. And that's about it that I have for this video. I hope it was helpful. You guys don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate it. The more subscriptions, likes, and everything I get, the better my channel will do, and the more I can share, because I love sharing with y'all. I don't have anybody that sponsors me. I do this all on my own, which is fine, because I just like telling people how to do things, and that didn't come out exactly right. Helping people in rod building, because you know, we all started somewhere, and it makes it really nice when you want to figure out how to do something that somebody, well, they've done it in the past, and you can get some ideas or help from them. So anyway, that's it. I've rambled on long enough. You guys take care. Tight lines. God bless you all, and see you on the next one.